If you live in Ithaca, you know that many residents here are dedicated to environmental sustainability. But what exactly does that look like? Our own Madison Moore examined efforts in the county to decrease our footprint on the environment.
Welcome to White Hawk Eco Village, an intentional community in Ithaca, New York that is home to about 10 families. These families lead sustainable, environmentally friendly lifestyles and work together on their land to be as self-sufficient as possible. We sat down with Greg Nelson, who has been living in this community since 2008, and his wife Raiderly Phoenix, who has lived in the Eco Village for about 2.5 years.
The idea of the community that we live in is to have a more sustainable community and to take advantage of the connections between neighbors, to do things collaboratively, to share resources.
Nelson and Phoenix gave us a tour of their home to show us exactly what changes they have made to be more sustainable.
For example, having a wood stove installed, which meant that I could generate a lot of my heat from local non-fossil carbon instead of generating it from natural gas.
Next, we ventured outside into the solarium, or the attached greenhouse that Nelson built from locally grown lumber and a triple-wall insulated plastic. Right now, they are watering the plants every day through a hose, but when the spring weather begins, they collect rainwater and use that to water the plants instead. Nelson and Phoenix are not alone in their efforts to be more sustainable. When we look across the state, Tompkins County is a trailblazer for environmental sustainability and is one of New York State's leaders in local climate action. Tompkins County and the town of Ithaca were recently rewarded for these efforts when they were named Climate Smart Communities in 2017. Just a few months later, the city of Ithaca earned the certification in early 2018, making the city of Ithaca the 17th Climate Smart community in the state. The New York State Department of Environmental Conservation launched the Climate Smart Communities Certification Program in 2014 as a way to recognize local governments that have taken action to reduce emissions and protect their communities from a changing climate. Legislator Anna Kellis is serving in her second term as a county legislator and is currently the chair of the Planning, Development, and Environmental Quality Committee. Kellis helps to explain the process Tompkins County went through to receive the Climate Smart Community certification.
The big checklist, and it has like the broad-reaching categories like energy, alternative energy support, and recycling and recycling systems, and waste management, so that would be another category, and climate adaptation as another category. So they have these broad categories, and then we would look through the things that we were doing, and we were already doing so many things, so it's more a process of matching the activities that we were already doing with the checklist. So one of the huge things that they did was a GHG, greenhouse gas emissions, inventory. So going through all of the buildings, all of the services program, everything that we do, primarily buildings in the county government, what are the GHG emissions that we have, and then tracking what are the reductions that we've seen because of some of the interventions that we've done, and then as in the county as a whole.
Tompkins County also created an energy roadmap which gave the county different paths they could take to make changes in the infrastructure of the government while achieving their goal. The county worked closely with Cornell Cooperative Extension Tompkins County to obtain the Climate Smart Community certification. Terrence Carroll, an energy educator at Cornell Cooperative Extension, works under a New York State Energy Research and Development Authority grant through a program called Clean Energy Communities. Within the Clean Energy Communities program is the Climate Smart Communities program, and that's where Carroll comes in to help municipalities achieve this certification.
Basically, the first thing that I do is I walk into a municipality, I find out what they're doing, I talk to them about their goals in terms of both energy and climate. We talk about things that they have done, things that they'd like to do. I introduce them to programs that are going on statewide, different opportunities, both in terms of funding, but also in terms of programs that they can get involved in.
Once Carroll figures out what the municipality is looking to achieve, he creates a plan of action for them to follow.
You know, the big thing that we're working on right now with the city is, and with the county as a whole really, is we're trying to do a streetlight initiative. And so we're looking at a lot of the communities here in Tompkins County buying back their streetlights and then turning them over to switching them over to LED streetlights, which will not only save a bunch of energy, but also save the city and the town a bunch of money.
Phoenix shares with us why she decided to make these changes to her lifestyle and the impact it has had.
Because as I did more and more research for what to do for my health and how to change my lifestyle, it turned out that the things that I needed to do for a better health turned out to be the exact same things you need to do for a better planet.
As Tompkins County continues to make important advancements in sustainability, other counties are becoming curious on how they too can make their communities more eco-friendly and achieve the Climate Smart Communities certification.
Tompkins County tends to be the forerunner for a lot of environmental work. Counties will probably start to, we've gotten questions from other counties about it, and that might be something that they'll follow.